Hello everybody watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed the end of summer and your Labor Day weekend. A little bit of backstory leading into this video. So back in, it was early August, late July, I did a recap video of all the movies that I saw in June. I reviewed all those because I didn't have time to review any movies in June, and I said I'll review the movies I have seen in July, I'll review the movies I've seen in August just like normal. And I totally meant to do that. It didn't happen. Why? Just life. Life, and also my second playthrough of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but mainly life. I just get really busy in the summer, and I'm really busy with where I'm at right now with school and everything. So we're gonna do a few more review recap videos. One for July, and I'm gonna try to have one for August out sometime in the next week. Again, sorry I couldn't review all these movies individually. Some of them I really do want to go more in depth with. And actually in July I did see a couple less movies than usual, so I might have time to go into them a little bit more because there's less to cover. But the thing also is I do have a couple of other video ideas of things that I want to start doing with the channel. I don't really want to make any promises because again I'm really busy with school, but I wouldn't mind talking about other things on this channel that aren't specifically movie reviews of upcoming or current movies. Maybe a video game review here and there, maybe some classic movie reviews. I also have a couple movies that I haven't seen yet that I do want to get to watching, so I could do Captain Ty's movie night videos on those, because I do really like making that series. And when I first envisioned that series, I thought it was going to be a lot easier to make those videos, but they do actually take a little bit longer to make than usual, so that has shied me away from making them, but I do want to bring it back. I also want to review the rest of Legend of Korra, so point being, in the fall, we might have more monthly recaps of reviews like this, especially in September and October when there aren't really as many big movies coming out. But as we get closer to the end of the year, movies like Aquaman or Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, hoping to do full-fledged reviews on those. Hopefully I'll have the time to do that. But just to update you guys on kind of where I'm at and why I haven't been that consistent with uploading since the summer started, that's why. And that intro was a lot longer than I expected it to be. So let's start talking about some movies. Ant-Man and the Wasp, a movie that came out almost 2 months ago at this point, but it's a Marvel movie and Marvel movies are always relevant. An interesting note for me on Ant-Man and the Wasp, again I was a little busy in July, I didn't get to see Ant-Man and the Wasp on opening weekend. I saw it shortly after opening weekend, like the Monday or Tuesday afterwards, but Ant-Man and the Wasp was the first Marvel movie since probably like Iron Man 2 that I didn't see opening weekend, which is a crime because I absolutely loved Ant-Man and the Wasp. I have heard some people that were a little meh on Ant-Man and the Wasp, like a lot of people saying it was good, but it's really forgettable. I like the first Ant-Man movie, but I don't think I like it as much as some other people. I think it's a lot of fun, but it is one that I easily forget about. I feel like my views on the Ant-Man movies are kind of flipped from everyone else's, because whereas a lot of people loved the first one, and most people, it seemed kind of were just fine on the second one. I was fine on the first one, but I really loved the second one. I like seeing Scott and Hope and Hank dealing with the repercussions of Civil War, and I like how this movie jumps straight into it. It still has that like caper, almost spy-like element that the first Ant-Man movie had. And I loved all the science-y laboratory stuff in this movie. We got introduced to Lawrence Fishburne as Bill Foster. I liked him, and I liked Ghost, the girl from Ready Player One played her. I thought she did a good job. I thought she was one of the better villains in the MCU, actually. I mean, lately, since like Spider-Man Homecoming, Marvel's been on a pretty hot streak with villains, which is so weird to say because a year ago everybody was like, oh, the villains in all the Marvel movies suck. I thought Ghost was cool, Killmonger, Thanos, what was the chick from Thor Ragnarok? Hela. Me forgetting her name is not a negative to her character, it's just me being stupid. The movie overall, and I think this is what I liked about it so much, is that it is so comic booky, so sciencey, and I don't really read comic books, so that's not what got me into it. It was that it committed to its absurdity so much that at a point I just had to be like, alright, just tell me the story that you want to tell me, I'm gonna suspend my disbelief, and that made me really enjoy the movie. And then of course the post-credit scene was really cool, which I will not spoil here in case you haven't seen the movie by now, but it's, you know, gives you a little tease of what's to come. Skyscraper. You know I had to see this one because of The Rock, even though I didn't see Rampage, but whatever. The Die Hard clone that pretty much fully embraced being a Die Hard clone. I thought this movie was fun, and actually what was really cool is I did see this movie a few weeks removed, and I saw this in a completely empty theater. So I was kicking back, I was cheering for The Rock, it was great. I thought the strongest parts of this movie were probably The Rock and then also his family. I like how specifically his wife and his daughter were a little more involved in the story than say someone like Holly Gennaro from Die Hard, or especially John McClane's kids from Die Hard. But one of the bigger negatives of the movie is it is a Die Hard clone pretty much. It does change things up a little bit, but for the most part, you know how the story's gonna go. I'd say this is one of the more forgettable movies of the summer, but I still had fun with it. Mission Impossible Fallout. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. Mission Impossible Fallout one of the best movies of the year. Not only was this movie great, not only was Tom Cruise incredible as always, not only was Henry Cavill really cool, the movie just kept you guessing so much. I saw this with a packed theater, and there's a couple times in the movie when there's a plot twist or something happens and I just want to go, oh, but I don't want to be that guy in the theater. Then I heard other people doing that, and then I was like, alright, I guess we're all just in this together. You could feel the tension in the theater when some of those stunts were happening, especially near the end of the movie and in the very beginning of the movie. The opening of this movie is probably my favorite movie opening of the year. It just completely hooks you into the adventure for the next 2.5 hours. And yeah, the movie is a little long, but you don't feel that at all. It breezes by so quickly. The usuals of Tom Cruise, Simon Pegg, and Ving Rhames were all great. Rebecca Ferguson was really good. I don't know the actor's name, but Solomon Lane, the villain from Rogue Nation, he was cool in the movie. And Henry Cavill in the movie was awesome. I don't want to give too much away with his character, but it was really cool seeing him and Tom Cruise interacting. I came out of the theater so pumped from this movie, and I don't know if it's my favorite Mission Impossible movie because I really loved Rogue Nation. But seriously, these last like 3 Mission Impossible movies, Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation and Fallout now, some of the best action movies of the last decade. Teen Titans Go to the Movies. 2 of the best movies on the summer came out on the same weekend. When it was announced, I thought Teen Titans Go to the Movies sounded stupid. I wasn't big on Teen Titans when I was younger, but I knew a lot of people that hated the Teen Titans Go TV show, and then the first trailer I didn't like, but after that I started to warm up to the idea a little bit more with more trailers. And then this movie had what, like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was like, there's no way. So I went and checked the movie out, and I can't remember the last time I laughed as hard in a movie as I did when I saw Teen Titans Go to the Movies. This movie completely committed to its absurdity. I can't really think of a time in the movie when I was bored. Also, a lot of guest voices and pop culture references and references to other DC properties. But at the same time, the movie still told a good story on its own. And I will say where the movie falters a little bit, as there are certain times when the jokes do die down because they have to move the plot along. And those parts weren't necessarily boring, but just less interesting. Here and there, it would have been nice if they could have integrated the jokes more into telling the story. But still, whether it's focusing on story or focusing on jokes, I thought Teen Titans Go to the Movies was hilarious and one of my favorite experiences at the movies this summer. And that was everything I saw in the month of July. I'm gonna have a video about August coming up soon. Let me know what your favorite July movie was this summer, or hey, since the summer's over, just tell me what your favorite summer movie was overall. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, you can click subscribe, check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.